Hey Taurus, I'm very happy to see these essays from you. Great. Why don't we get right into it? Okay, there's a task 2 and a task 1. Let's start with your task 2. It's international marketing. Let's see what you had to say about this. Some countries are convinced that the advertisement of products and services done by overseas companies has a detrimental impact on the national economy due to the interfering methods of whom? Of the latter? Maybe. You know what? I would still avoid this, and I'll tell you why. When we use the former and the latter, there's a very specific construction that we use. So, for example, let me just give you a stupid example, really. Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck are Disney characters. The former is a mouse, while the latter is a duck. So that's how we use this, like when we have them together and then we just want to differentiate who is who. But you don't have a construction like that, and so you don't want to use either latter or the last ones. What you need to do instead is find some other way to structure your sentence so that you're not repeating yourself. So let's look at the sentence again and see what you said. Some countries are convinced that the advertisement of products and services done by overseas companies has a detrimental impact on the national economy due to, you could have just said their interfering methods, and potentially it's okay. I mean, it's pretty clear who's interfering methods. All right? Okay. So, nonetheless, the proponents of Yes, international marketing are convinced that countries may benefit from it in a myriad of ways. While both sides, not are suggesting, you want a different word here. I don't know what to tell you in terms of words. While both sides present their arguments, maybe, or while both sides defend their arguments, that's a good option too. It is truly difficult to settle a compromise. Alrighty, so here's the thing. It asks you to discuss both views and give your opinion. Where do you do that? I mean, yeah, you tell me you're going to discuss both views, but you haven't given your opinion. Now, why am I mentioning this? Because if you look at the band descriptors for task 2, and if you look at the band 7, it says presents a clear position throughout. What does throughout mean? Throughout means from the beginning to the end. So they have asked you to give your opinion, okay? It's probably a good idea to do that in the introduction so that your position is clear throughout, all right? How else can you make your position clear, right? Okay, so let's continue. On the one hand, popularization of the foreign goods. I don't like this "the" here because we're not talking about a specific group of foreign goods. So, on the one hand, popularization of foreign goods has positive consequences because governments can collect tax from these products. As a result, a country may have a staggering development progress even if it had a stagnant economy before. Furthermore, careful spelling, if the government had never imposed laws to allow advertisement for international firms, it would most likely have hindered the strong cooperation and idea exchange between local entrepreneurs and foreign companies. For example, marketing of Toyota in Thailand has intensified the country's economic growth and stimulated the national vehicle producers to improve their technology and business in general. Okay, now, remember what you've been asked to talk about. The good news is that you're talking about marketing, and I'm really excited about that because most people who do this essay don't. They actually talk about like global trade or they talk about globalization in general. You are talking about marketing, so I'm very happy about that. However, you're supposed to be talking now about the side that is an economical form of education, spreading ideas, language, and culture. You only really got into that here. Okay, in the first half of the paragraph, you were talking about the economic benefits, but that's not what the question has asked you to discuss. That's not the view you're supposed to be discussing. Okay, so you really need to tightly respond to the view that the question has asked you to respond to, which is international marketing an economic form of education, in addition to spreading ideas, language, and culture? All right, you didn't address those at all. Just down here, you talked about it being educational. All right? But I mean, that's not enough. That's like half of the paragraph. All right, moving on. On the other hand, international companies, no comma necessary, which are trying to sell products in foreign countries, do not consider the needs of the specific group of overseas people. Keeping in mind to make an immense profit, these firms support globalization and they are breaking the local traditions and customs. In addition, exported goods may have been made, not done, may have been made in factories, not the, with outdated equipment, again no the, and technologies, and these products with poor quality can have exorbitant prices. Obviously, the local businessmen will also become the competitors for foreign firms, and it will not necessarily be an impetus for the local social development. Okay. Again, you know what's happening. You're not talking about the issue it has asked you to talk about. It asks you to talk about it being invasive and intrusive. Where do you talk about that here? Maybe a little here, breaking local traditions and customs, but it's really not, I'm reaching basically. I mean, you haven't really grabbed this topic and, you know, really developed it strictly the way you're supposed to. Okay, you've kind of gone off on tangents. And I can't really say that this is 100% on topic, okay? To conclude, there is a widely spread dispute. No, you could just say there is a widespread dispute, and that's one word, whether marketing of foreign goods is beneficial for every country. However, I believe that only when a country opens borders for overseas producers and for new ideas from international companies will our society prosper. Okay, I love that you used this type of inversion. Good job. This is fine. I mean, obviously this was wrong, but not a big deal. My biggest issue here is with obviously your task response and not really addressing the issues that you should have. So you really needed to like underline these key words that you knew exactly what you were supposed to be responding to, okay? Let's move on with this. This is the English, the English and Homestay letter. Dear Mr. Edward, my name is Taurus, and I'm writing to you regarding the last year English and Homestay program. I don't know why you're calling it the last year. I think you mean regarding this year's English and Homestay program. I have been selected among other candidates, and now I am provided an opportunity to live for 1 year in the United Kingdom. However, I was truly concerned about the place where I can stay during this period. Only after my local council suggested your family as a possible host have I definitely, careful with your spelling, decided that your home is a viable option for my temporary living space. I am a rigorous student in the second year of Art University in the city of Liv. If I had never studied English regularly, I would most likely have never received such a stunning chance to visit UK and meet you in person. I am undoubtedly convinced that you will be content with the decision to host me because I'm extremely hardworking. I am an extremely hardworking, careful man. In addition, I'm eager to help you with any housework, not homework. Homework is, you know, it's like read these 10 pages and write these like 4 essays or something. That's homework. You want housework here. So it should be to help you with any housework if it is needed. I would be really thankful if you write me average prices for meals in the eateries of your city. It will definitely help me to plan my budget for this trip. Furthermore, could you advise me the time schedule of the local buses which commute from your home to the city center? Also, I have been searching for a cheap flight from my city to the United Kingdom, and I booked a journey on the 29th of April. My airplane arrival is scheduled for 11 a.m., and I believe, no comment necessary, it should take me 30 minutes to reach your apartment. If my aircraft delays, I will definitely notify you by email. Thank you in advance, and looking forward to meeting you. Yours sincerely, Taurus. No full stop necessary. Okay, as you can see, I didn't correct any of the spelling because, well, Google Drive has nicely alerted us to those spelling mistakes. So I want you to be careful. You could see there were a number of them. All right. I don't know if it was just speed in your typing, but do be careful with that. This is really kind of long, Taurus. You remember it's only like 150 maximum, I would say, like 200 words. I don't know how long this is, and I'm curious as to how long this took you. I'm hoping it took you under 20 minutes, although I wonder if maybe it took you a little longer. There was a lot of detail. I don't know if you necessarily needed all of it. Like, I thought all of this was really detailed and you could have like skipped some of it, all right? Your tone was interesting. I typically prefer this to be a little more formal, And the reason is because you've never met Mr. Edward. I mean, here it is a person who has offered to house you for a year, according to your letter. So you've never met him in person. So I would like it to be formal. But, you know, maybe that's just me. This is kind of semi-formal, I would say. Like this, for example, I've been searching for a cheap flight. Cheap is not really formal caliber. I mean, you would want to say for an inexpensive flight. Okay? Let's see. What else could I tell you was kind of like this. Like, you will be content with the decision to host me. I don't know. I can't really say I loved that sentence. Let's see. I was truly concerned about the place where I can stay during. I mean, I thought this, like I said, it was a little bit much. So, but there are really good things. You do show some good skill with your writing, so I'm happy about that. I hope we can continue to work together. I think I've given you a lot of information about these 2 essays. I hope that you'll decide to send more essays so we can help you improve. Or, you know, maybe you might want to look into the online course here as well, so you can kind of get a really, really, really solid feel about how to structure your essays and your writing, your letter writing as well. So with that, that's the end of this correction. I wish you lots of good luck, and I hope that I can see more of your essays in the very near future.